Cyberpunk the game is one of the worst launches CD Projekt Red ever put out. And Cyberpunk Edgerunners is the best show that Netflix put out this year. And I'm stuck in a dichotomous situation where now I'm forced to speak about Cyberpunk so that I can prove that I'm not a pedophile, but that also forces me to lower my standards to the actual sewers, as Netflix is something that I'd rather skip through piracy and go to jail for instead. But I did watch it completely, and my first thoughts to start things up, max tag wasn't even close to NCPD speed in Cyberpunk version 1. Let me give you a metric of how fast the police was. You're just barely thinking about robbing the shop called PP. Credits to Donkey for finding that gem, by the way. And little did you know, police just spawns up your ass out of nowhere. Literally. So now that we are clear on how the game is versus how the series is, let's talk about some important stuff. Pedophiles. What the fuck is wrong with people? She's underage and I hope so are you. Cyberpunk is and always was a sex in the street simulator.
You looking for some company tonight? You found it, baby.
But that brings us to the series and its success. The series proved that there is more to Night City than just sex and game-breaking glitches. Instead of just getting chromed the fuck up and breaking every law possible in the Night City, where everyone is a literal cyborg except the police, it's more about sacrifice for love and money and murder and eventual sex. But hey, the frequency is low. Now appreciating a little bit about the Indian folks. If you're Indian and you watch Cyberpunk Edgerunners, congratulations, because you are part of the top 15%, approximately top 15% pop culture enthusiasts that watch shit regardless. I don't see many Indian channels covering this series. I don't know why. I mean, I know they care more about clickbaiting people. Now coming back to Cyberpunk, or coming in Cyberpunk, it still is purely driven by VR hookers and AI powered jerk off machines, which actually is the future of metaverse if sex became a commodity. I mean, they introduced legs, right? So we're not that far away from dick and balls, right? But the relationships and warm moments does give Night City a touch of being alive, which was actually absent from Cyberpunk the game, as dead bodies were refusing to hit the fucking ground. You're missing a head, my guy. And a rather broken saying that I could remember the fragments of goes like, it's not over till you give up. And that brings us to the reincarnation of Cyberpunk. Hundreds and thousands of weebs flooding into play with the dead body of Cyberpunk the game to find the places from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I'm hoping that's what CD Projekt Red wanted. The possibilities that Cyberpunk promised were fulfilled by a mere hormonal anomaly. Dopamine high. You can kill people and fuck anyone you want and actually not go to jail for it till you become a cyber psycho? I want to dream about Night City, hell yeah. But wait, why dream when you can buy a 4090 worth more than your car and play the game at a modest sub 150 FPS while you and your family suffer from malnutrition and die of hunger as you are bankrupt now? But why talk about it then? It is irrelevant in India, which is sad, I know, because most Indian critic YouTubers are busy. Oh, did I mention super worked up and busy making monotonous videos about the trailer because it is getting a lot of views. And trust me, I know Edgerunners does not suck ass, and it's rare because Halo was a massive hit for the first week and died horribly after. So they decided to shit on its coffin by releasing Halo Infinite the series, which unlike Edgerunners disregards the entire timeline that Halo was built upon. So making Edgerunners frame perfect to the game was a big decision. A big but obvious and smart decision. And common sense is on the verge of extinction these days, as I've seen people talking shit about Apple and its new dynamic corporate office feature or some shit and still buying them on sale. But luckily, Edgerunners didn't fall for the big PR shit of introducing political agenda to a series made for nerds like me or you. I mean, the storyline itself had no margin of doing so. Last of Us the game did it, so will the Last of Us series. I'm not repelled by it, but you better be ready with an explanation for making Dumbledore gay, my guy. Make a gay character straight from a storyline that I read and loved initially, and I'll still demand an explanation for doing so, cause just why? Series had love and sacrifice while the game had glitches. Series had death and mourning while the game had glitches. Series had a lot of emotion while the game had glitches. Series had cliffhangers while the game had sex, a lot of sex. The story of Cyberpunk was a huge technical dilemma. Luckily, I didn't fall for that dilemma because Cyberpunk in terms of story itself sucked so much ass that Edgerunners would have been an upgrade regardless, even if the game was about Joe Biden falling off the stairs endlessly. It's like comparing a Harry Potter novel to hentai. You know what would win the Oscars. Hint.